I watched a lot of SpongeBob when I was a kid, and I remember this episode labeled Just One Bite. This episode was more so circled around Squidward rather than SpongeBob, and we all know who Squidward is if we were SpongeBob watchers. He was more so a negative character, always has something terrible to say, very prideful. He was self-centered, surrounded by himself. In this episode, he had a lot of pride, and he just wanted to be correct. So SpongeBob kept pressuring him to try this Krabby Patty. And he took the smallest bite I've ever seen anybody ever take. This man stretched his teeth out to take the smallest bite and make sure it didn't touch any part of his body. And that tiny microscopic bite changed his life forever. I was revisiting that episode the other day, and I felt like there was a word in there somewhere for somebody who is afraid to try Jesus, or they think they know what Jesus is like. They think they know what church is like. They think they know because of how they were growing up and how they were forced to go to church, or their friends, they go and they've heard things and heard stories. But that is living off of somebody else's bite. You haven't bit the Krabby Patty yourself. When you were forced to go to church as a kid, that was somebody else's faith. That was your parents believing. You never tried to fully lock in and believe him for yourself. I want you to understand that and encourage you to take that bite. And if you notice, it's the tiniest bite. All it takes is the tiniest bite. And Squidward became obsessed. And I know he went too far, but let's just be honest. There was something there for you to learn, that you can end up, instead of wanting to just go to church on Sundays, being there every time the door opens, or every time there's an outreach ministry, you're there outside ministering to somebody else. Hey, you got to come try this. That's what can become of the tiniest bite of Jesus. There's a Bible verse, and that's Psalms 34:8, and it says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good." I'm not lying to you. This stuff is in the Word. So I encourage you.